Hi, Jess here from nigezza.blogspot.com, and today I'm here with a Valentine's idea because that's just around the corner really, isn't it? So here it is. It's a Valentine's gift box and it's blue because it's from me to my man. Okay, and I thought he'd prefer blue than anything sort of. I could have done it red, but I just chose blue because I like the way it looks. And inside this gift box is Terry's chocolate orange, because we only give little gifts at Valentine's because well, they just put the prices up, don't they, in shops for other things, and so we just think it's a bit of a rip-off. We're tight basically, so there, just a little chocolate token. That's all we do. So I thought I'd just dress it up nicely. Okay, so I'll show you how I did it. Okay, so for the base, you need a piece that is 12 by 6 3/4. Okay, and we are going to score at 2 7/8, at 5 3/4, at 8 5/8, and at 11 1/2. And then we're going to rotate and we're going to score at 2 7/8. So that's the scoring for the base. And for the lid, we need a piece that is 7 7/16. Sorry about that. By 7 7/16, and we are going to score at 1 2 1/4. So it's gonna be a reinforced lid. So you rotate and you repeat. 1 2 1/4 on all 4 sides. Oop. 1 2 1/4. 1 2 1/4. So that is all our scoring. So I'm just going to stamp on that, and I'm going to stamp on this, but I'm going to, before we stamp on this, I am going to fold and burnish this. I'm not going to fold and burnish the lid before stamping, but I am the base. You'll see why. There we go. Right, now this bit here is going to be the underside of the box. So this is the bit that you're going to see, and the top 1 1/4 is actually going to get covered by the lid. So this is the section that I'm going to stamp in, and I'm going to take a piece of washi tape. I did have, there it is, I just couldn't see it. So I'm just going to put a strip of washi tape along here, so that I've got a guideline for stamping on. When I did it in practice, it wasn't very straight and I didn't like it. So I'm not going on the creased edge, I'm going to go up ever so slightly. So I'm going to marry that crease with the centre line on my grid mat so that I can put this across the 1/4 inch above it, just like that. And I'm using the Heart Happiness stamp set, and I'm going to use this stamp here. I really liked the way that one comes out, sort of a gradient colour. And as this is Valentine's for a man, my man, I'm using Dapper Denim. I love the colour of this against white. So I am going to be placing this heart on top of this line and around sort of centre. So I'm going to get right over it, the sort of centre, make sure that I'm on the tip of that washi tape, and there we go. I love this stamp, isn't it beautiful? So again, I'm going to line the tip of the stamp up with my washi tape, kind of centering my block in between those two, because I've kind of got this centered nicely. So I'm using all my lines, many lines as possible, to help me get this in the right place. Don't matter if it's a little bit out, because they're going to be separate faces, so you're not actually going to see them, but maybe a bit of perfectionist, you like it to be right. And there we go. So that's that done. Now before I put it away, I'm going to take this up, but before I put my ink away, I am going to do another heart on a piece of scrap. Move that out of the way. I'm going to bring in a piece of scrap paper, which I now can't think where the hell I put it. There it is. And I've got my scrap. I'm going to stamp off once. And then stamp on, because I want this to be like that, because I want to stamp the sentiment over, and I'm taking the sentiment from Eastern Beauty, and I love that to think of you is to smile, and I think that's just such a nice sort of Valentine's sentiment. It just says so much. So I'm just going to stamp that over the heart, like so, and that's why I stamped off that heart, so that you actually see that. Okay, so before I put my ink away, I'm going to decorate the top. Now we're not going to see these outside edges because they're going to be folded under, but I am going to do some random stamping. You're also not going to see these bits and thingy, but the reason why I haven't folded is because I thought it would cause a ridge, and that would be difficult to cover up. I'm rotating so that it is proper random. I did kind of try and do it in a bit of a more uniform way when I was doing it in practice, and I just thought it looked a bit rubbish, so I am not doing that for this real thing. I was looking for a bit of tissue there to wipe my block so that I don't end up smudging. I can't see. Found one. Always got dried up wet wipes all around my desk, and I'm sure I'm not alone in that. I've gone very quiet because I think I might cut out this Stampin. I think I might just show you the beginning and then not the end. Smudged there. That's what I'm trying to avoid. I'm going to go up to the ends. There we go. So that, I believe, is the end of me Stampin. Give those a little bit of a clean. There we go. Right, so that's the stamping done. So now I can fold and burnish this now. I have done what I wanted to avoid. But it's just going to get covered up. It'll be fine. There we go. That's dumped on that bit. There we go. All the bits are now folded and creased. So let's start chopping. So we are going to, this is our bottom. So we want to take this rectangle there out. So I'm just going to slice up and then just a little notch there. That's the bit that's going to get stuck down, and I'm going to cut up each one of these. That's going to be the front, so this is the one I want to keep intact. So we're going to notch all these others. I find a notch better going that way. So I am turning my card. It's just me. I find it difficult to do that. There we go. So we have notched all of them except that one there, and then we're gonna use some Tombow. Could use fast fuse, could use tear and tape. I'm using Tombow. So it is completely symmetrical, so this should just fold over there and hold, and then that's the back. So I'm going to just do little squeezes on there, hold these in place. And then that's the last one to go down. And that's that. And you can use your Tombow to hold it down. I'm going to bring in my chocolate orange, and there, fits perfectly inside there, like so. And then for the lid, it's a reinforced lid, so you're going to cut up both lines up to the second score line, like so. Then you're going to chop this end off there and notch in a tad, and then you're going to chop that end off there, and then you're going to notch that bit, and then you're going to notch these two. One flap there, and one flap there. So you're going to have that sort of shape. Not that you can see it particularly well. So you're going to have that shape on all four corners. Okay, so straight up, those two. Notch in there to take that rectangle out. Chop off that bit so we're left with the square, notch in there, and then notch in this square because it's not a square, it's a tab. Okay, so that's that. We're going to do the same on this side. Straight up, notch in there, that takes out that, take out that, notch, notch, notch. See, I told you I have difficulty that side. There we go. So those two are going to go up there, and that'll be going down, and I need to just notch that bit in there a bit better, otherwise it won't fold over. Same there. Better. And then the last one, so straight down, notch that there to take out the rectangle, take out that flap, notch, notch, notch. So that's it. So that's all we need to do for our reinforced lid. So we're going to stick the tabs in first. So we'll put a little bit of Tombow on the 4 tabs. And then they are going to get stuck down there, form a nice right angle. Like so, and before I go any further, I am going to check the sizes. And it will go over my box. Yep, that's cool. And then we are going to put Tombow on these bits, and then that gets folded down forming the reinforced edge on our box lid. Yeah, and then you can take a fold folder and give it a good rub to make sure it's well adhered. And then that will just fit nicely on the lid, like so. Okay, and then this heart I am going to fussy cut. Changed mine because I noticed that there was a little smudge there and I didn't like it. So I've cut a stitched square framelet, done the stamping on it, and I'm just going to pop that on the top, up on dimensionals. And so this way the heart's on a plain white background, just the same as it is, excuse me, around the edges. And that covers that smudge. Okay, and then I will readjust that because it is not straight. And I've got these enamel shapes that was in the last catalogue, but I've still got some left, and I'm going to put a heart in each corner because I think that would be cute. It would be cute if you put it in the right place, Jez. There. And the last one. You could put bling, put some gems, put some pearls, whatever you like. There we go. So that's now on a white background, just like the ones around the edges. To finish off, I'm going to take some Dapper Denim ribbon. This is the Roots ribbon. This is last year's ribbon. It was on the clearance rack a few weeks ago, and I managed to buy some. So lucky me. I'm going to get a glue dot. Secure that around the back, in the middle. I'm going to put another glue dot in the middle there. Managed to get one stuck to my hand. Quite clever like that. Stick that there. And then I'm going to tie a bow. And hope I've left myself enough ribbon to tie. And I did. Right, pull that down a little bit. Like so. just going to stick a glue dot at the back of that bow once I'm happy with how it looks. There we go. And that is a nice little Valentine treat there. I am going to trim that a little bit. Didn't trim that very well. That is a bit better. And that is my little. So that's quite cute. So there we are. That's my chocolate orange gift box for Valentine's Day. Hope you like it. All the measurements will be over my blog, nigezza.blogspot.com. See you again soon.